If every 60 seconds of your life is worth $1 million, are you satisfied with your investment? What if I gave you a permission slip that said, your job is to feel good? And what if I told you that the better you feel, the bigger impact you can make in the world? And in fact, that is the magical parenting strategy that we've all been searching for. Hey, I'm Heather Covey, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this show is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life both at home and at work. My attempt is to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh, you will cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your children, your health, or your relationships. And when you learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to ditch self-sacrifice and step into your brave zone. Okay, I'm back, and it is day 3 of getting out of your own way. So hopefully by now you know what I'm up to, but this is a mini course that I'm offering in the new year of 2021, and I'm hosting it here on the podcast. But you may want, because I know all of you like PDFs and workbooks and things like that, so I created one for you. And today we're talking about time investment. We're going to do a time audit. And I know this probably doesn't sound fun to you, and it can give you, it's really going to give you some awareness. If you have ever had to log your food and going, why do I feel like shit? The brain plays tricks on us, thinking that we are actually being more productive than what we are, or that we are focusing our energy and attention on life-giving things when truly we're not. So my intention for today is to help you get super crystal clear and take back control of your time. So if you have not yet received the workbook, then head on over to heatherchovey.com/workshop. And you can download it immediately. There's actually an accompanying video. You can watch all the videos for all 4 days because there's one tomorrow as well. So today I am just talking about kind of my perspective of why I created this, how it's transformed my life, the mindset shifts and things like that, and some stories. And so many of you have been texting me as well, which is amazing. So I want to hear from you personally. 313-710-5199. Send me a text. I know it might be weird. Like, can I actually text Heather? Yes, you can. I will acknowledge it, even if it's like a heart emoji, something. But I've been having really good conversations with you ladies as well around, how you feel in your life. My goal for you is to make your life simple and really empower you to feel in control of your life. And what I'm often finding, and what I've been finding for the last 10 years is with myself and the work that I do, is I'm always curious why some people succeed and others don't. And yes, it is about the actions that you take, but it truly is about believing that change is possible. If you don't believe that change is possible and you are holding very tightly to your belief and your story and your circumstances, and you're not willing to change them, then nothing will change. So, I hear women say, I work a 9-to-5 job, or now I'm homeschooling my kids and or I have to homeschool because of COVID and, I'm out of work and all of that. You can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 50. You just can't. You have to start with what is in front of you. But you do have to dig deeper into possibility and say, okay, my life has changed, my schedule has changed, but I do have 10 minutes. What can I do with 10 minutes that is going to either help me work on myself, my business, like wherever your energy and attention is wanting to focus for the future. And in the next few days, you're also going to hear me talk about personal stories around money, time, energy, my health, how I got out of my own way. But I would really, really, really love a text message from you letting me know what stories you want me to share, because I will share those in the coming days on the podcast. So please just say, Heather, tell me this story, 313-710-5199. And even if I've told the story before, I'll tell it again, or I will share it with you. Because I'm just here to help you. And I want you to feel in control of your life. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel like you're not failing as a mother, as a human. I want you to wake up feeling energized. And when things are thrown your way, I want you to understand and feel empowered, knowing how to process them emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. All right, let's dive in. So, energetic time management is something that I teach. This is actually something that I teach inside of the Courageous Rewrite program, which starts at the end of January. And this is a concept that I started post-cancer. So 7 years ago when I was diagnosed, I was into personal development. Previous to getting diagnosed, I was listening to a lot of things on manifesting and the law of attraction, and I just didn't get it. I didn't understand. I was like, okay, a vision board, create a vision board, cross your fingers, meditate, visualize. But I didn't know where to focus my attention. I didn't know how to what do I do every single day to make things happen? So that's how I created energetic time management. It's essentially reverse engineering how you want to feel. So once you know how you want to feel, and again, I break this down for you in Courageous Rewrite. So if you're like, I have no idea, or I don't know what those things are that I need to do to feel that way, that's what I'm here for. That's why you hire coaches. That's why you invest in yourself. That's why you make shit happen. That's why you take the leap, and that's why you invest, right? We're talking about time investment. It's time investing, energy investing, and money investing. So what the hell was I going to say? Okay. I think my relationship with time truly changed when I was told that I was running out of time, right? So when I was diagnosed with cancer, previous to that, I kept telling myself, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. And that was my mantra. I was like, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. Well, if you believe you don't have time to implement something, you find a reason not to do it. And then you avoid it, you procrastinate, your resistance comes up. And then your reality shows you how you don't have time. You feel busy, overwhelmed, and then you're just continuously doing the cycle. So then I was telling myself, okay, you have time. All you have is time. Everything has been taken away from you. And it is your job now, Heather, to focus on yourself. So what I started doing was a time audit because I truly didn't understand where I was wasting my time. So I started writing down every single task that I was doing. And I mean like scrolling on social media for 20 minutes. Like write that down. Like be honest. Name it. Put it in front of you. Cooked for an hour. I cleaned the toilet. I made the beds. I did this. I did this. I did this. And then I'm looking at my time and asking myself, well, Heather, you want to feel energized and alive. What have you done today that is even remotely in the direction of helping you feel energized and alive? And the answer was nothing. So as I continued this process of taking radical responsibility for how I wanted to feel, how I wanted to parent, I wanted to stop yelling. I mean, I used to even put on my time log that I was having an argument with my children, or that me and my husband had to discuss for an hour something about the kids' behavior that happened earlier that morning. Like I invested an hour of my life complaining about a problem. But then I tell myself I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to work on my business, or I don't have time to meditate or journal or like whatever it is, right? Feel alive, learn a new skill. But yet I had time to argue with my husband for 60 minutes. Holy crap, right? So when you start to solve your problems and heal your energy leaks in your life, you are getting your life back. So oftentimes when I have a new client and her resistance is so big, she's like, Heather, I just don't have time. I have no idea how I'm going to implement this. I'm like, commit to 10 minutes a day. That's it. 10 minutes a day. You need to start giving yourself little increments of time and implement. And then the mental shift happens where you can see and feel possibility. And then once you start to see and feel possibility, your brain starts to see things differently. And you're like, oh, I have time. I can do this. But here's the thing. You're going to overcomplicate it, because if you're like me, you're ambitious, you're driven, you're a go-getter, you're a doer, and you have an all or nothing personality. So if you can't meditate for 60 minutes, why do it at all? Right? 60 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes, that's too easy. This needs to be hard. I'm conditioned to believe that life needs to be hard. So if life needs to be hard, then I'm going to make everything hard, because we're taught that we can do hard things, which is why I think that saying is bullshit. And you've probably heard me say it before, but I'm like, listen, it's easy to press play on a mindfulness app and sit in your shit for 60 seconds. And to do that for a week, and then the next week, put it on for 2 minutes. That's easy. I think you would agree with me. You've probably been listening to this podcast longer than 60 seconds. So after you're done listening to this, open up your Headspace app, your Calm app, your Insight Timer. Look at the app section of your phone and punch in meditation or mindfulness and download the first one that looks good to you. Open it up and commit to 60 seconds a day. And then put a timer on your phone, whatever time of day you want to do it, that says meditate for 60 seconds. That way you can't forget, because your phone is going to ping and you're like, oh yeah, now I get to open that app for 60 seconds and I'm going to sit in my shit and I'm going to do what this app tells me to do. And my brain might be thinking, this is stupid. This isn't working. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm going to give up. I can't do this. I'm all over the place. This is messy. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about perfectionism. But for today, my point is, you got to sit in your shit and you have to get radically honest with how you're investing your time. Because if you use this mental reframe that every 60 seconds of your life is worth $1 million, you are going to give it away a lot differently, right? People ask me all the time, can I pick your brain? Can I, even if I'm responding to one of your text messages or an Instagram message, I get to choose. Do I want to invest 60 seconds into this? And you know what else I say to myself? What is the highest value add message I can send this person? So sometimes it's an emoji. Sometimes it's a website where, someone's like, hey, do you have a referral for this or an example or whatever? And I copy and paste the website. I'm like, get right to the point. Because life is precious. Life is precious. We only have limited time. So listen, when I'm communicating, I'm trying to do it with the most quality possible. When I'm writing emails, I'm trying to do it with the most quality possible. When I am scrolling on my phone, and yes, sometimes I catch myself scrolling and quote unquote investing my time not wisely, but I'm also using that as a sign. Okay, why am I doing this? Am I tired? And then I catch myself and I cut it off. I'm like, no, I'm not investing any more of my precious life scrolling. So I get uncomfortable, I pivot, and then I ask myself, okay, where do I need to focus my energy and attention? Where do I need to focus my energy and attention? And if you are a student of my work and you've been practicing energetic time management, you know how to get back on track rather quickly. This or something better. This or something better. So for today, I want you to go to your email, or if you haven't downloaded it yet, go to heatherchauvin.com/workshop. Download the PDF, check out episode 3 or page 3, whatever it is, where it talks about the time investment, and do the time log. It's going to show you how to do that today and how to do that for tomorrow. Pay attention. This is more of a self-awareness exercise than it is about mapping out your day, your week, your year. You got to know where you're starting. Where are you investing your time? And then the next level thinking, if time is money, do you see a correlation with how you feel about time and how you feel about money? Think about that. Think about that. Where you invest your money and where you invest your time and where you invest your energy. Are those 3 things, those 3 resources that you have access to, headed in the direction of where you want to grow? Or are you pretending and avoiding that you don't know what to do with them? Think about it. All right. And also let me know what stories you want to hear. Send me a text message, 313-710-5199. And go check out today's post on my Instagram feed for a chance to win access to Courageous Rewrite.